Today we are starting the next unit for math, and it is measurement. We use measurement to find the length of an object, its mass or weight, or capacity, which is sometimes referred to as volume. There are two different systems of measurement that are used in different countries. The United States primarily uses customary units of measurements, whereas in other countries they tend to use more of metric. Customary and metric systems are kind of like having two different languages. So in the United States, you would hear people primarily using these words when we are measuring. So today we're going to focus mostly or completely on measuring the length of objects using customary units. And we want you to be able to estimate the length and also be able to measure the length. I put some pictures here on the screen just to give you some reference. So I took a picture of the ruler here showing you about how big an inch is. And so a quarter is about an inch. And this picture is showing you about how long 1 foot is, or 12 inches. And that is an adult man's shoe. And then the desk here, like you have at school, the height of the desk from here up is about 1 yard, which is the same as 3 feet or 3 rulers. So thinking about those objects I just showed you, what unit would you use to measure the length of a banana? Would you use inches, feet, or yards? Of course, you would say inches, and I'm wondering if you know about how long this banana might be. I didn't have a banana to measure in my kitchen, but maybe you do, and you can go check that. If you don't have a ruler at home, I posted a printable ruler that you could use to help you measure things around the house to see how long they are. If I were going to estimate how long this is, I would guess about 8 inches. So thinking about a regular slice of white bread, and if you wanted to measure the width of it, what unit of measurement would you use? Inches, feet, or yards? Again, it's smaller than the entire length of a ruler, so it would make sense that it would be measured in inches. So if you have your ruler handy and you have some bread, you can go see about how wide a piece of white bread is. The picture on the right is an Olympic-size swimming pool, and that is definitely longer than a ruler. So we wouldn't really want to measure that with inches. You could measure it in feet, but it could also be measured in yards because it's definitely longer than 3 rulers. So you might want to measure that with a yardstick. This next question is asking you, if you were to go on a hike for an hour, how far might you be able to travel? Do you think that you would travel 2 feet, 2 yards, or 2 miles? So if you're walking for a whole hour, I'm going to guess that you can definitely go further than 2 feet or 2 rulers. So we have to think about 2 yards. So 1 yard is 3 feet. So 2 yards would be 6 feet. So that's about how tall my son is. So I think you could walk further than that. So correct estimate would be that in an hour you could walk 2 miles. Now let's suppose that you are traveling on an airplane. Would the distance that you traveled be measured in feet, yards, or miles? Definitely going to be miles because you can travel pretty far on an airplane in a short amount of time. And so miles is the best unit of measurement to use. Couple more thoughts. If you were going to measure how tall a squirrel is, would you use inches, feet, or yards? A squirrel isn't too tall, so I think we could definitely use inches. And then on the right, I put a picture of the Eiffel Tower in France. And I asked you, how would you measure the height of the Eiffel Tower? And I also told you the answer. So you're going to notice the answer says 1,063 feet. And you might be wondering, well, why didn't they use yards since it is so tall? I don't really have a good answer for that, except for that we use feet more frequently when we're measuring heights of things. And so that tells you if you took 1,063 rulers and lined them all the way up, or even if you imagined laying them on the ground, that many rulers is how tall the Eiffel Tower is. So now just to practice your thinking about customary units of measurement for length, you're going to use your black math book and turn to lesson 14-1. You should try to finish it on your own, and then you can check your answers by going back onto Google Classroom. Please take a few minutes to do also the digital quick check on Pearson for lesson 14-1 so I know how you're doing. All right, thanks guys. Have a good day.